Hello guys, welcome back again to my channel. In this video tutorial, I will be taking you on a step-by-step journey to achieve the cutting of this V-neck shape waistcoat, or call it jacket. And I will start with letting you know the measurements that are required to draft it, to the marking of the length, the chest, the tummy, and how you will fix your dart and the pocket. Without further ado, I will like us to now proceed with work. And please don't forget to give me a like on this video and to hit on that subscribe button if today is your first time encountering our video. Thank you, and now let us proceed with work. I commence immediately in drafting this V-neck waistcoat or jacket. The measurement needed for this length is 25 inches, the chest is 44 inches, the tummy is 42 inches, and the shoulder is 17 inches. The first thing I do is to draft the front panel of this waistcoat. Thereafter, I will use the front panel to carve out or trace out the back panel of the waistcoat. I will first of all draw a straight line here, a very good straight line, and another straight line here. I'll measure out the 25 inches. This is my 25 inches. I will add 1.5 inches. Although what I ought to add, I'm supposed to add is 1 inches, but I will add extra half an inch for any other thing. So I mark 26 inches on here. So the allowance which I have given here is 1.5 inches or 1.5 inches, just for the sewing allowance. I will sew on the upper side and I will sew on the bottom side. So the sewing allowance, that is the 1.5 inches which I gave at the top, making it 26.5 inches, because 25 plus 1.5 will give us 26.5. So I mark another 26.5 on this area. I will use my ruler to get a straight line, just to draw a straight line on this area. Remember, what we are marking and drafting is a V-neck waistcoat. V-neck waistcoat. So what I will do next is that I will measure 3.5 on this area and 3.5 on this same area. This side will be the bottom of the waistcoat. This will be the bottom area of the waistcoat. While on this side, on my right hand side, will be the upper side of the waistcoat on the front panel axis. So now on the upper side, I will mark out the shoulder. I'll mark out the shoulder. Now, while marking out the shoulder, you see this line which I drew here. This line, I will place my tape on the line. Remember, our shoulder, the shoulder of the jacket which I'm drafting, is 17 inches. 17 inches divided by 2 will give us 8.5. I will mark 8.5 and add half an inch to it. So this 8.5, and I'm placing my tape at the straight line I drew at the front of the front panel. Then I'll add half an inch on this area, making it 9 inches. 9 inches. I bring my tape downward. I will also mark the same 9 inches. I want you to watch very closely on how I'm running this drafting. I connect this 9 inches just to get a straight line. The next thing we do now is that I will mark out the chest. Remember, I do say the chest is 44 inches, and 44 inches divided by 4 will give us 11 inches. I will mark 11 inches. This is 11 inches. This is 11 inches, and I will add 1 inch for the allowance. That's the sewing or the seam allowance. You call it either the sewing or the seam allowance. And I say that the tummy will be 42 inches, and 42 divided by 4 will give us 10.5 inches. That's 42 divided by 4, 10.5 inches. While drawing this to get the midpoint of the jacket, we make the whole of this divide by 2. Then we add a little inch downward. This is 26.5. 26.5 divided by 2 will give us 13.25. That is 13.25. That's 13.25, or you say 13.25. This is our 13.25. I will add 1.5 inches downward. So the whole of this is giving me 14.75. 14.75 after adding 1.5 inch on it. So I will also mark 14.75. Now I will give a straight line, mark a straight line to get the center of this our waistcoat. I will now measure out 10.5. Remember, the tummy is 10.5. I will measure the 10.5. I will add 1 inch, which will be our allowance for the sewing on it. Now I'm going to measure out the armhole depth for the jacket, the front panel jacket. So how do I make this armhole depth? I will say the chest, which is 44 inches, divided by 4 will give us the armhole depth. If we divide it by 4, it will give us 11 inches. I will subtract 1.5 from it, which will give me 9.5 inches. So I make 9.5 inches. 9.5 inches. The reason why I subtracted this 1.5 inches, the back and the front will not be equal on the length side of it. After you have finished drafting the front panel, while drafting the back, you don't make the front panel to be equal with the back panel. Now the back panel will exceed the front panel at least with 2 inches or 2.5 inches. Now when we add this 2 inches or 2.5 at that back panel, it will now increase the armhole depth. What I will do now is, when it increases it will now give us what the armhole which we needed for the front and the back panel. Now I will go downward and I will measure the same measurement which I got from the chest. I will pick it downward and I will mark it. This is 12. I will add half an inch on it because I will have a dart. I will have a dart that will run from this point to this. So even on this area, the dart will run from this point going to this side to the center at this point, it will stop. Then I will still increase this to add more half inch on this, and add a half inch or half an inch on this point. Then I will mark my 12 and add 1 inch on this, because the darts on this area will be bigger than the one running towards the chest area. So I will mark, I will connect this. This is what I have. The next thing I'm going to do is to give my shoulder slope. My shoulder slope will be 1.5 inches. 1.5 inches. This is 1.5 inches. That's my shoulder slope. But before I connect the shoulder slope to the leg, I will mark out. This is 3.5. This is the V part of the V shape of the front panel of the waistcoat. The V shape of the front panel of the waistcoat. I'll mark out 3.5, and on this area you make it to be the size which you want it to be. If you want the V shape to come more down towards the stomach area, where the thigh, which you know will be visible, you will make sure that this V shape comes down at least by 12 inches. If you don't want it to be other visible, you will take the V shape upward as it is by 9 inches. But on this area, on this particular jacket, I'm going to make it 12 inches. I'll make it 12 inches. Then I will connect to our V form of the jacket. I will connect this V form of the jacket. This is it. You can see it. And on this side, we still have V shape on the bottom side. That is why I marked out 3.5 initially, and when we are starting at the bottom area, 3.5 here, 3.5 here, which will give us that V shape which is needed on this area. I will mark it. And on this side, we have a kind of slant on this side, a kind of curve, a little curve. You can see it. Pardon me that I did not use French curve to give this freehand curve. You get your French curve, you place it, and you mark it. It will give you exactly what I have done up here. So now I will connect the shoulder slope. I connect the shoulder slope. That's the next thing I will do, to connect the shoulder slope. I will now use my French curve to get this point. Now whatever you want to draw should not exceed this your depth. This is the armhole depth which we mark. I'm sorry that I did not connect it. I am supposed to connect this. So whatever you are marking on this side should not exceed this armhole depth. Should not exceed it. So this is what I have on the run. I just finished drafting this front panel, the front panel of the V-neck waistcoat or jacket. I will cut the front panel out. Thereafter, I will use this front panel to trace out the back panel. Just stay put, don't go anywhere. Please, if you have found value on this video, do well to hit on that subscribe button. If you are new to my channel, hit on the subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on the notification bell to also I get notified whenever I upload this type of video. And I beg you, give me a like on this video so that it will YouTube algorithm will circulate it to more people to view. Thank you. Let us proceed now. I will cut out this. That's it. The next thing I will do is to use it to trace out the back, but I needed to fix the pocket in the area it ought to be before I now proceed in fixing the back. Now remember, I do say that a dart will run from this point to the chest area. I will measure this point. Here is 5.5 inches. I will also make here 5.5 inches. I make here 6 inches. I will connect this. So this is the area where the dart will fall. Then I will mark out my pocket. From this point to here should be 8.5 inches. 8.5 inches. This 8.5 inches. And the pocket width should be 4.5 to 5 inches. It should not exceed 5 inches. Now we'll be making this 5 inches, the width of the pocket. This is the width of the pocket. And the pocket which I'll be putting on this waistcoat will be a single welt pocket. A single welt pocket. So this is how the pocket will be situated, and it will be on the two sides of the bottom of the waistcoat. Actually, you can decide to fix another pocket on this area. That one is within your discretion. If you want to fix another waist pocket, it is within your discretion. So I will now proceed with the back panel. What I want you to watch very closely. What I'll do now is to turn this. I will turn it right this way. Just watch. You see how I turn it? The upper side will now be facing the bottom of the waistcoat, while the bottom will be facing upward of the waistcoat. I will place it here. I've just placed it. You can see it. I just place it now. So this is how I just place it. What I will do now, if you look closely, you will find out that between here to here is bigger than this, the front panel. So, and we are not going to cut it like this, and neither am I going to send the waistcoat towards this side, so that we have excess off cut on this area. What I will do to save our fabric so that we find something for the wet pocket, what I do right now is that I will shift it backward. That's the first step. Then I will pick the fabric single of it and pick the single of it and push it this way. You can see how I'm doing it. I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. So I just finished pushing it. The next thing I will do, remember that we have put allowances, both the sewing allowance, the dart allowance, and the buttonhole allowance, which you can see here. While placing this, you don't place it in such a way that this will be equal with the back panel. It should project out, and that projection is the allowance for the button. So what I will do right now is that I will trim this side, this axis. I will take it out first. I will take this axis secondly, then I will now proceed. Just stay put and see what I do. I take it out. Now you can see that on this side we have enough fabric that we can equally use to form the wet pocket. We have enough fabric. The size of this issue is 6.25, which if we make the wet pocket 5 inches, we still have enough on the side for the allowance of the sewing allowance. So I will keep on trimming the same axis, and I will trim the bottom side. I'm done with the trimming. The next thing I will do is that I will pick the front panel. Watch closely. I pick the front panel and I will take it upward. I take it upward. Now, leaving the allowance at the bottom side of about 2.5 inches allowance. 2.5 inches allowance. What I have here is 3 inches, but I will pull it backward again to make sure that I have 2.5 inches allowance. So I will adjust this a little. So what I have here is 2.5 inches. Please don't mind the noise at the background. My area is an industrial area, and that's why you are hearing the noise on the background. So I will trim this place. I trim here. Just watch what I'm doing so that you will not make a mistake while trying it out. I will pull it back again towards the initial position. This is the initial position. Then I will take the back. See, this is the back panel. I will take it and overlap half an inch towards the front panel. You can see the overlapping. I just overlap half inch to the front panel. Then I will give a mark of chalk. I will also give a mark of chalk. Well, even if I don't want to give the mark of chalk, I will trim it now. But the reason why I give the mark of chalk, so that while trimming I can pick the place where I give a mark of chalk and trim. But I will not do that. Look at what I will do right now. This is what I will do. I give a notch here and continue with the cutting. this is the overlap towards the front panel, and we also cut from this. Actually what I'm doing is to trace the back with the front on the armhole depth area, the armhole area. So this is what I have. So I'm done with the cutting of this waistcoat. I'm done with it. Please, if you have found value, just as I said, give me a like on this video, and if you are new, if this is the first time you're finding my video, please hit that subscribe button. And to my old subscribers that always click on play whenever I upload video, I thank you very much. You are the reason why I'm online always. Thank you, and God bless you all. Bye, and see you next time.